On a cabaret stage, Mr. K performs his magic, sharp and polished, yet the crowd barely looks up. Later, he reaches a remote hotel where the manager's dog growls at him. He is booked to perform at a nearby cafe in the morning, but the manager refuses to give directions until check-in is done. She leads him to his room and lists the rules. In the hallway, K spots a child peeking around a corner and flicks out a butterfly trick, but the kid bolts when the manager shoots him a hard stare. K tries to settle in, then freezes when he sees legs sticking out from under his bed. He crouches and finds an old man staring back. The man crawls out and leaves without a word. A second noise pulls Mr. K to the wardrobe, where a maid is hiding. She slips out too, silent. K peers into the hall and sees the two intruders whispering together, then disappearing when they notice him watching. While unpacking, K finds his own poster and rips it in half. He never notices the subtle movement behind the wallpaper or the slow leak near the ceiling. The next morning, he heads out. He passes the maid and startles her for a cheap laugh. Down the corridor, he spots the word "Liberator" scrawled in red. He keeps walking, turning corner after corner, yet never finds an exit. Every path ends in another dead end. A strange sound rises from the pipes. They begin to rattle. The whole building trembles, lights flicker, and the noise bounces through the walls. Small wall panels snap open and a marching band spills out, blasting their instruments. They advance toward Mr. K. He runs. He finds the stairs and climbs to the next floor, but the musicians follow, still playing. An old lady steps out to see the commotion. K slips into a room with her, shuts the door, and turns around. There are two elderly sisters inside, not one. The shock hits him, and he blacks out. He wakes on a couch. The sisters introduce themselves and offer coffee. Delighted that he is a magician, they ask if he saws people in half. Unnerved, K says he has to go. They show him a floor map. He finds the "You are here" mark, but still no exit. The sisters admit they have not left the hotel in years. The stairs are too much for their legs, and they insist they have everything they need. They apologize for being useless and tell him to seek the oracle. Mr. K makes a flower appear for them, then leaves. He wanders through more corridors. The lights flicker again. Children sprint past. Melinda darts between rooms. K follows, hoping for answers, but the door shuts in his face. While he is distracted, the kids steal one of his suitcases and vanish into a room. He charges after them, yanks the door open, and finds only a closet. At the far end of the corridor, the band appears again. Two waiters rush into the closet. With no better option, Mr. K squeezes in after them and stumbles into a room where the band is gathered. Gaga spots him, calls him a new guest, and hauls him to the main table. K keeps glancing around, worried about his missing suitcase. Gaga goes hunting for the kids while waiters hover, offering food. Whenever K tries to look into the side room, a man at the table shifts to block his view and rambles about Gaga's greatness. Gaga returns without the suitcase and launches into an art sermon, praising her musicians and their tour of the century. Then she announces she is taking a bath. The band files out and, in the push, forces Mr. K back into the hallway. The corridor fills with bodies and noise. K checks the time and realizes he missed his appointment. A waiter trips and a tray ends up in K's hands. Melinda slides him into a waiter line and marches them downstairs into the kitchen. She slaps an apron on him and shoves him into an assembly line where dozens of cooks work at speed. Anton explains that Melinda is the head chef's daughter and that K is lucky to be here because getting accepted is rare. K tries to prove he is not staff by doing egg tricks and juggling, but Melinda only tells him to be on time tomorrow. After the shift, K is herded into the staff bedroom where workers drink and collapse in a heap. He dreams of a bleeding crack in a wall. In the morning, Anton wakes him. K panics when he finds himself in drab work clothes instead of his suit. Anton grabs trousers from another worker and tosses them to him. Back in the kitchen, K hears the pipes groan again. Anton shrugs it off, saying the water system has been acting up. K tries to leave, but Melinda drags him into the storeroom, shoves him against the shelves, and takes what she wants. Afterward, K is hauled to the chef's office and forced to sit through a long lecture about eggs. The chef shares a drink with K, saying he likes him and respects his talent, and hints that he might teach him everything he knows. Later, back in the room, Anton is surprised to see K carrying a stack of books the chef gave him. Anton flips one open to study, while K makes soap bubbles and turns them into quick little tricks. Then the pipes groan again. K steps out to investigate. He locks the door behind him, listens, then spreads his arms and tries to touch both walls at once, but he still cannot. He heads to the bathroom and closes the door. A moment later, the knob starts rattling and only stops when K says it is occupied. A whisper answers him, asking if he is real, and if the rumors are true, if he is the liberator. The voice says there is not much time. The little panel at the bottom of the door gets shoved loose, and several hands snake inside, grabbing for his ankle. K kicks at them, insisting they have the wrong man. The hands keep tugging until he finally snaps, saying he is nobody. The hands withdraw at once. Shaken and confused, K spends the night on the bathroom floor. In the morning, Anton comes looking for him, and Kay stumbles out and throws up. When he looks around, he sees the word Liberator has appeared on the walls in here too. Anton brushes it off as vandal nonsense and drags him back to the kitchen. While they work, Anton admits he has been trapped in this hotel for 7 years and cannot even remember the last time he saw the outside, which means he has no idea where the exit is. The manager's dog suddenly appears at Kay's feet. Moments later, the manager enters the kitchen. Kay tries to follow her, but after a few turns, he loses her, as if the hallways swallow her up. Desperate, Kay goes to the chef's office and tries to quit, hoping somebody will throw him out. Instead, the chef offers him a promotion to keep him close. Kay refuses. The chef collapses into tears, drops to his knees, and begs. When he hugs Kay, he only repeats that Kay must trust him. Then he escorts Kay to a new station and gives him a fancier hat, which makes Anton bristle with jealousy. After the shift, Kay tries to talk it out with Anton, but Anton is furious. He accuses Kay of chasing status and stepping on whoever is in his way. Kay gives up and returns to his room, where the pipe noises keep scratching through the walls. He ties a rope from the window to the door, tight as a measuring line, just in case. By morning, the rope is sagging. The room has shrunk. Kay rushes to Anton and proves it by showing how close the walls are now, close enough that his arms nearly span them. Anton refuses to believe it until they reach the kitchen and find chaos. The space has tightened, people are bumping into each other, and nothing fits. Kay begs the chef to evacuate the hotel. The chef refuses, insisting they must keep cooking for the guests. Kay snaps. He jumps onto a table and shouts the truth to the staff. The workers bang pans like drums while Kay leaps from table to table, demanding to know if their lives mean nothing. The chef clutches his chest, staggering, but still orders the staff to throw Kay out. Kay is dragged into the corridor, and the kitchen door is locked to keep him out. Kay goes looking for the sisters. In the halls, furniture is piled everywhere because it no longer fits inside the rooms. He helps the sisters drag their couch out, and they talk about the divine presence in the hotel like it is a fact. They return to their room and sing along to loud music, trying to drown out fear. Back in his room, Kay finds a map tucked in a drawer while the noise builds again. The pipes shake. The band marches through the corridor with Gaga. The kitchen staff pounds utensils like instruments, and even the manager sways with the rhythm. A pipe bursts and water leaks behind the wallpaper. Kay feels like his skull will split. A wall cracks as it tightens inward, and his window suddenly explodes, knocking him down. The noise stops. Kay crawls to the broken opening and sees other hotel walls beyond, like the building has folded onto itself. Then every other window in the hotel explodes too, and the blast throws him back onto the bed. Afterward, Kay chews gum, sticks the map to the wall, and adds a fresh page where he has drawn his current section. With the room tighter, he tosses extra furniture out through the broken window, then grabs chalk and starts exploring. He marks floors and walls, sketches corridors in a notebook, and keeps adding pages to the map. In a storage closet, he finds food. Sometimes he peeks into the kitchen, but Melinda glares until he backs off. The map grows into something impossible. To keep himself from cracking, Kay leans out the window and screams that he is not giving up. More furniture keeps appearing in the corridors. One day, he finds the manager's dog licking a wall like it tastes something there. Then, the power cuts out. Kay stands in darkness, convinced he is alone, until a flashlight beam jolts him. It is the old man from under his bed. The man drops the flashlight and vanishes. The lights snap back on, and the old man is suddenly standing at the end of the corridor. Kay questions him, but the man never speaks. Whenever Kay steps closer, the man steps away. The next morning, Kay wakes to find the old man asleep at his feet. He tries to rouse him, but gets nothing. Later, while Kay keeps mapping, the old man follows him silently, accepts a small snack from his hand, then drifts away again. That is when Kay notices movement in the cracks. Tentacles, faint and slick, writhing behind the wallpaper. He peels back the wallpaper and finds a slick tentacled growth pulsing inside the wall. When Kay prods it, the tendrils jerk and the whole hotel shudders. The manager feels the disturbance and starts searching for the source. Kay grabs a tray and tries to pry the organism loose, but the building shakes again. The lights flutter. A pipe snaps and spits water. Kay backs away and leaves the corridor. He sees Liberator again, smeared in red, then hurries to his room and finds the silent man already waiting. Kay takes a swig of alcohol, turns, and freezes. A full family is sitting calmly beside the bed, as if they have always been there. Out in the main corridor, the manager presses her hands to the wall, trying to keep the organism in place. Kay returns to mapping and finds the hallways crowded. People trail him, reaching out like he is a saint. He snaps and tells them to stop, then realizes he can use their obsession. He hands out paper and chalk and orders them to copy routes, corners, and room markers for his map. They cheer and scatter. Kay climbs onto a heap of furniture to spot the manager, but he slips, cracks his head, and blacks out. When he wakes and staggers back to his room, his food is gone. not one useful map has been drawn. One man is even brushing his teeth with K's toothbrush. K tries to lay down rules, but nobody listens. More bodies keep squeezing in through the door and even the shattered window. K flees to the kitchen. It has shrunk too, and moss crawls over the walls. The staff keeps drinking like nothing matters. Anton comes up behind him and invites him to sit, telling him they can pretend it is all normal. K refuses. Anton tells him that K's truth is not better than anyone else's. When K tries to return to his room, he cannot open the door because people are sleeping against it. He is forced to sleep in the corridor, and the hotel drops a sheet of wallpaper over him like a blanket. In the morning, a phone rings. K rushes into his room and finds a stranger already ending the call. K loses control, grabs the man and shakes him, screaming that he ruined everything. Others pull K off. The crowd turns on him, claiming he gave them false hope since he still has not found an exit. When K tries to explain he never called himself a savior, they drown him out. Soon, moss spreads into the corridor. A rabbit appears. K notices the animal has dragged his suitcase open and is pawing through his things. Then, the dog sprints past. K follows and catches several men scrubbing the chalk marks off the walls. Now, K understands. The crowd has been working against him. He roars, charges back to his room, and swings a broom until he forces people out. When the room finally clears, he sees something hidden in the bed. His missing map pages, stuffed under the sheets. Something crashes against the window. K looks out and sees another room has been taken over, and they are throwing furniture at him like a sentence. K smashes the bed for wood and boards the window shut. Then the ceiling light slowly twists loose. K steps back just before it drops and shatters. The sisters appear in the hole above and offer him coffee while he tapes the map back together. Eventually, K decides he must keep mapping. He steps out and finds the corridor blocked by the angry crowd, with Anton and Melinda among them. They rush him. K runs, slams into his room, and wedges a chair under the handle. Fists pound the door while objects keep thudding against the boards over his window. The sisters tell him the way out does not have to be the way in. Exhausted, K searches drawers in bitter disbelief. When he shoves the wardrobe aside, he freezes. The tentacled organism is there again, forming a wet passage in the wall. The sisters call it magnificent and hideous. K agrees to crawl through, but they refuse to follow. Terrified and determined, K forces himself into the slick tunnel. A pale light glows ahead. At the end, a thin membrane blocks the exit. When he touches it, something on the other side makes a soft, squid-like sound. K asks what it wants. He focuses, trying to feel what it feels. He understands only fatigue, pain, and a body nearing its end. K decides it deserves to be free. Behind him, the door bursts open. The crowd floods the room, hears the creature, and drops to their knees, calling it the Oracle. More people cram into the tunnel. Their scrambling hands and weight make the creature flinch. The hotel trembles. K realizes they are hurting it. The manager storms in and drags people back, screaming at K that he is murdering it. K ignores her, plants both hands on the membrane, and pushes until it tears. The creature slides out, the light collapses, and darkness takes him. K suddenly finds himself floating in cold water. The creature coils around him and clamps his leg, pulling him toward a pale light above. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.